Hey guys, I'm Rogan and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. These are just ideas worth sharing. Make sure you do your own homework and due diligence and never just blindly listen to a random guy on YouTube. And yes, this is my ranting laptop. I have it out again today, which is we're gonna get into the topic in just a moment. But just remember to, you know, think, like, have your own thoughts and opinions. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to one guy in the comments. Like, make sure you just you form your own opinion by yourself, and that's how we all win. That's how we all grow as people. And yeah, we need to evolve. So today's topic is the U.S. is in tough financial shape, and I'm going to show you why. Well, I'm going to tell you why, but you can do your own research in terms of all these points that I'm going to bring up. The numbers might be slightly off, but not off, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Now, what they're telling you is not true. Just remember, like, if you're on the mainstream media too much, which I'm guessing most of you watching this video, you're more internet bugs like I am, and it's important to know what the real numbers are and not only what the big talking heads on CNBC or Fox News or CNN or all the mainstream media news, because they don't want to make anything seem just a little bit bad because it'll hurt the financial markets or it'll hurt this, it'll hurt that. Like, the delicate balance will be disturbed and the masses won't be able to be like held in line. So I'm just going to share some things with you right now. Sound good? All right, sounds good. Let's do it. So now, how the U.S. is declining financially. So right now, we're almost at $35 trillion in the national debt, and it's about $34.8 trillion right now. So that's right about the number. You can go to nationaldebtclock.org or whatever, and you can actually look at all the numbers, how they keep going up for everything. And now that's only like the national debt. When it comes to unfunded liabilities like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, how pensions in this country are incredibly underfunded. You might be lucky to get half your pension at this point when you decide to stop working for the rest of your life. So when you add all that up, it's over $200 trillion in debt in terms of these liabilities. So, and that's not good. And the government has this big shortfall where they're finding it difficult now to just pay the interest on the national debt. And we have a $2.4 trillion trade deficit, and and then there's like a budget deficit. So like we're trying to spend more money than we can ever hope to take in at the moment in taxes. So right now the people running this country are a bunch of monkeys just hitting buttons, and that's not an insult toward monkeys. I think gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, bonobos, I think all those are actually smarter than the people that are running this country right now. Like, shots fired, I don't care. So now this is a close percentage number. Now, 70% of people, they live paycheck to paycheck in this country. So some people, they round that up and say 4 and 5 or 80%, but I think 75 is the closest to the official number. Now, 60% of people, they do not have at least $500 saved up for an emergency. Just picture that right now, right? 6 out of 10 or 3 out of 5 people that you walk by in the street, they do not have $500 saved up in a savings account to cover an emergency expense. That means that 60% of people, if they have a flat tire or if they need something done on their car or a pipe burst in their house, they have to go into debt to finance that repair. And that's not good. You need to have an emergency fund. Don't be like these people. But it's not just the government that's behaving recklessly financially. It's more than half the people in this country that live in the country. And if the government if we the people decided to spend as recklessly as the federal government does, and in collusion with the Federal Reserve and stuff like that, we would have been bankrupt decades ago. But I mean, the government can do it because they're the government. So now, right now, now this is just something that I came up with, like viewing different numbers online. You can say 90,000, you can say 110,000, but I really think $100,000 a year now is the new middle class. Think about that, because I'm 30, and I thought 10 years ago when I right around when I was starting my working career, early 20s, I was like, wow, $100,000. That's like, that means like you've made it. But now you see all these stories on YouTube of all these people being audited and these people being like asked about their finances. They'll be like, "Yeah, well, we combined my husband and I, we make $120,000, and we still can't crawl out of our credit card debt, student loan debt." The $100,000 doesn't go as far as it used to. It's true. Now, and then also now, if you had perfect credit, right? If you have perfect credit and you want to buy a house and you have 20% down, which most people, they don't put 20% down. Don't do that. Don't be reckless and put 5 or like 5%, 10% down. Actually save up. But I know some people can't do that. I get it. But at least 20%, right? Because you want to have a little bit of equity. Um, but if you have the best credit and the 20% down payment and you have a stable job and you have a stable work history and that type of stuff, you're going to be paying 7%, which means that like a lot more people would have a mortgage rate of 8 to 10% or even more. I don't really know exactly what all the brackets are, but like think about that. That's a lot. That is a lot. And then credit cards rates, they've gone from like 15 to 18, now 20 to 24% interest. Now, me, I've never paid a cent in interest because I refuse to. I just pay my credit card off in full every month. But some people don't want to, some people are reckless, and some people just can't because they're using it to survive. There's different groups of people. So the real inflation rate, okay, so let's remember that the real inflation rate is about 10% because they exclude things from that CPI numbers like, ooh, inflation's slowing down. No, prices are still high and they will remain high. Because they exclude food, energy, housing, cars, and that type of stuff from the CPI. So that's how they get that artificial number, that 3.4%, as low as they get it. So it's more like 10%, and then back 2 years ago it was close to 20%. And so let's see, jobs. Yep. So now people are finding it harder to get a quality full-time job. There's less quality full-time jobs out there than there used to be. And unemployment is only 3.9%, and that's not true because they're excluding people who are not in the labor force, people who are retired, people who have stopped looking for jobs, or they count as like employment like if someone has like 3 jobs. So like what would you rather do? Would you rather work one full-time job that pays you a good wage where you can live off of, or you have to be juggling 2 or 3 different jobs and like scheduling and like where's my money coming from, where's it coming, stuff like that. So it's a little harder. And now when they say 200,000 plus jobs that are, it's all these job numbers, they're always revised down. So like if 200,000 comes out from June, we're in July right now. So if 200,000 comes out from June, then in a month from now it'll be revised down to 150. It's always revised down, and all of these jobs are in government and healthcare, mostly government healthcare jobs and service sector, like retail jobs, not actually quality jobs. So and a lot of these jobs that they're saying like, oh, look how robust. A big percentage of it is someone who already has a job that just um, got a second or a third job. So it's not actually a new person getting a job; it's the same person getting another job. So when you see a 200,000 job number and it gets revised down to 150, well, revise that back down to 100,000, and that's maybe the amount of people. 100,000 people found a job, or like have a good job. And let's see, tech. And then to end on that, end the video is that Saudi Arabia has been doing this for a longer than than most people knew. But I watched a video about it the other day. Is that they ended the petrodollar deal, and now they can trade their oil in different currencies around the world and not just solely rely on the U.S. dollar like they have been. But they've been kind of doing something similar to that for a long time now. Now it's just ramping up. So it's gonna weaken the dollar over time, and yeah, the more they inflate it, the more the Federal Reserve burns the candle at both ends, increasing the interest rate and then increasing the money supply. So doesn't look super good. But that's why I tell you to invest in precious metals. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching that. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe. It's free. And the notification bell. It might work. It might not. And remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. If you didn't like my face, my topic, or my shirt, just remember to smash that dislike button for me. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.